decision, right here and now. My decision, right here and now.
It truly is the right song for today. And since this is our month of love, and as unitics, people of unity, we do know how important love is. That's why one of our 12 ways of describing God is love. But it's not something to just say or read or even sing about. It's something we have to choose. And so our title today is Choose Love. And I ask each of you to explore the possibility of choosing love in a deeper way. I love Reverend Donald Curtis, a great Unity minister. He established Unity of Denver. He also was a matinee idol and a very successful Hollywood actor. He was on Perry Mason, of one things. But he wrote many books and quite a wise man. And Unity took him by storm, and he was very passionate about Unity and its teachings. And here he says, whatever we may be making, writing, saying, or doing, we need to do it with love. Love allows God to express through us, and thus all things in our life will find their perfect balance. Who wants more balance in their life? Who wants more peace in their life? Who wants better relationships? This is all possible by the courageous choice to love no matter what. Imagine for yourself if you chose to love anything that you're making. Whether you're making a souffle or making a mess. Everything that you're writing, a love note, a poem, an eviction notice. Whatever you're saying when you're speaking to a friend, to someone you're having difficulty with. And whatever you do. And when we do those things with love, we will experience more peace, more balance, more wholeness, because that's where we are. One of my favorite ways of looking at God is love. John said, God is love. And that love pours to us all the time. That love exists. And when we're expressing love, we're expressing God wherever we are. So, you might relate to this. Got to go to H-E-B. You park the car. You walk in. You find everything you need to get. You go through, check out, and you get back to your car. Anyone ever done that? Let's do a dramatization. What would it be like if we did it with love? We park the car, we get out, and a young man's pulling along a long string of carts. And you stop and say, hello, thank you for doing that. You're doing a great job. And they smile and they turn and say, thank you. And you walk inside, and there's people. And you don't need to greet every single person, but you can smile. Say hello, you can pass. Oh, excuse me. Go ahead. We get our stuff. And whether you go through the self-checkout line or you go through the checkout, look at the name on the name tag. Hi, how are you doing, John? Or you're going through the self-checkout and there's Rebecca. Thank you. Doing a great job today. It makes a difference in our lives when we practice love in everything that we do. Because then we don't have to think about love when someone's cut us off on the road. We can instantly go in peace and get there safely. You're obviously in a much bigger rush than I am. Bless you on your way. That's very different than the other thoughts that might automatically come up for us. Yes? It's a choice. It's choosing love and allow God to be the presence that we affirm in each breath, in each step, in each action. Are you willing to consider that? Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, says it this way: it is law of spirit that we must be that which we would draw to us. If we would draw love, we must be love. Be loving and kind. If we would have peace and harmony in our environment, we must establish it in ourselves first. It's pretty simple. Be what we want to have. Because first it happens in an idea and thought, and then it happens in us. Now, important thing about love, it has to start right here, self-love first. I don't think we can really love others if we're not loving ourselves. That wonderful commandment is love your neighbor as yourself. Well, if we're not loving our neighbor, chances are we aren't loving ourselves. And we do this by incorporating the practices we know. Sleep well, eat well, communicate with others, tap into what's going on. And if something's come up that's challenging us, it's time to forgive. It's time to let go. And how many times do we forgive? 70 times 7. Just do it again, do it again, do it again, as long as it's necessary. And that's forgiveness of self as well as forgiveness to others. We're human. Have you ever realized we're human beings having this spiritual experience? That means in our humanity, we're going to experience the whole arc of all human emotion. We're not exempt from it. We don't get beyond it. As long as we're in the body, we're going to feel feelings. But we can feel anger, and be loving. We can be loving with our anger, with our fear. And it changes how it impacts the people we're angry with. It changes things. But we need to have the courageous choice to choose love. Are you ready? Are you willing to open your heart in a much bigger choice and dive into this great truth? And possibly my most favorite passage in the Bible is this next quote. Mark 30 through 31. I love clarity. Often, when I'm asking God for guidance, I say, God, make it clear to me. I want to know clearly what I'm to do. And I get clarity. And this beautiful passage, it simply states what's most important. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and all your strength. The second is this. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. There are no other commandments greater than these. That basically, this is the Cliff Notes of the Bible. Just extract it and do this. Love God first, with every choice, with every breath, with every beingness. Love God. If God is everywhere present in the universe and in our lives, then love God first. Then it follows naturally. If we're loving God, loving ourselves, we're going to love everybody else. And it's accumulative. When we start loving others, it's easier to love others. It grows and expands. Are you ready? If you're ready, step into it. The operating instructions are clear. Love God with everything you are, all the strength you have, and love your neighbor as yourself. And it all starts right here. Loving self. The personal exploration this week is to honestly love neighbors, you must. You must be compassionate. This is the very activity of our master teacher, Jesus. He was always compassionate. That means saying the highest truth rather than the facts. Being compassionate means supporting where it's a loving way to be. Opening our heart to compassion extends our heart to another. Whether they've received news that's disheartening, broken relationship, a diagnosis, or a family member is ill. We can be compassionate by being present, by listening, by praying, by holding space. Be kind. There's a lot of ways we can be, but if we want peace, be kind. Be gentle. Open up our heart and extend kindness, a smile. Let our view of them not be full of criticism and judgment, but a holy child of God. And share with others. Share from our bounty. Share our gifts. Share our time. Some of the best things we can do is sit and be fully present to another and listen. Ask questions. Share. Since we're all in this together, let's be all in it together. And practice forgiveness. We don't forgive and then it's over. We need to forgive ourselves and forgive others over and over and over. It's what gets us back onto the track of love. When we get something that blocks that, we need to forgive it so we can see the love in the situation. And the last is be of service. Be of service. This is a community that knows sacred service. How when we do our activity of serving others, all of a sudden, all of our problems melt away. It brings us to love. It brings us together. Now, these are spelled out in the bulletin, but explore loving and choose love. I'm going to do it, and I know you will too, because we're in this together. Choose love. Thank you.